Greetings and welcome to the Southside Help Center show. Would like to thank everyone for tuning in. If you would have any questions about anything we're going to be talking about, please do give us a call here at the station. This is a live call-in show. Our number here is 312-738-1060, and we have Ms. Shauna over on the phone. So please, if you have any questions, give us a call. We're going to talk about a number of things in terms of programming. This is the silver anniversary of the Southside Help Center, and that is 25 years of service. We would really like to thank our community for allowing us to serve you for 25 years, and this is going to be our 25th year anniversary. So this is our silver, and thank you so much. We would really like to thank our founder, Mrs. Betty Smith, for having a vision for the Southside Help Center and for us to be able to carry that out. So we thank you, Betty Smith, for having a vision and allowing us to have 25 years of service. And we'd like to thank our executive director, Ms. Vanessa Smith, for allowing us to continue that vision. So thank you to our founder and our executive director. This is the Southside Help Center show, and what we'll be doing over the next 11 or 12 weeks is we'll be talking about the different programs that the center has to offer. So if you have any questions about any of these programs, please do give us a call, or you can log on to our website, www.southsidehelp.org, and it'll give you a list of the programs that the center has to offer. It'll let you see, know what time we're going to actually be functioning and so forth and so on. So please check our website, www.southsidehelp.org, southsidehelp.org. Check the website, and it'll give you some more information about the programs. Today, I have a wonderful guest with me today, and this is Ms. Cheryl Booth. Ms. Cheryl Booth is actually leading up, she's a case manager, and she leads up one of our programs, the one that we're going to talk a little bit about today. Ms. Booth, please tell us about just a quick overview of the program, name program, and what you're actually going to be doing, and then we'll get into a little bit more detailed information as well.
Okay, that's fine. Again, my name is Cheryl Booth, and I'm the corrections case manager for Southside Help Center. And basically, my clientele are ex-offenders,
Okay.
Re-entering the community that are HIV positive.
Okay. And just a little bit of background about the Southside Help Center. We've been doing HIV prevention for all of the 25 years we've been in business. We also provide other programs. We've been talking about our youth programs over the last couple of weeks. We've been talking about our mentoring programs and how important they are. We've been talking about our school-based initiative. We also been talking about our condom distribution program. We've actually had the program highlighted through the city of Chicago. So go to the city's website, and all you have to do is pull up City of Chicago TV, and you'll see the condom distribution program. If you would like to be a part of that program, give us a call at the agency, 773-445-5445. So we've been talking about different programs over the last 3 weeks. And so we do a lot of things, but HIV prevention is still one of our primary goals, is to make sure that we get those numbers down in terms of people becoming positive with HIV, and also making sure that we can offer the community service. And that's what Ms. Booth does in her case management program. When we talk about reentry, we're talking about brothers and sisters that are coming out of jail. And again, sometimes they've been incarcerated for a while, and they need to have some guides or some directions in terms of what they need to do in terms of services. And that is what Ms. Booth does. So the first thing we're going to talk about, she wanted to talk about the Chicago Summit of Hope, what that is, when it is, and just give us a little more information about that.
Yes. Just to say, we are very excited about these summits. They bring together the efforts of several organizations, the state, Illinois Department of Corrections, in one space.
Okay.
So they have parole officers that come.
Mm-hmm.
They have testing and counseling. They have job programs that are willing and ready to accept ex-offenders, which we know that's a big problem.
Big problem.
Housing programs. So, I mean, it's very comprehensive.
Yes. And we really do. We need so many more of these type of programs. So continue that.
Yes,
important.
So it's very comprehensive. It's an all-day event. Now, the summit that's happening coming March 7th, they target certain areas.
Okay.
So this March 7th summit will be targeting the west side.
Gotcha.
Now, later on in the summer will be the south side.
Okay. So it's going to be a series of these summits.
Correct.
Well, they'll be on the northeast, south side. Oh, they're going to go all around the city with these summits. So if it's not in your area this time, don't worry. It'll be in your area the next time. But the information she's giving you, it will not just restrict the individual if they just live on the west side. Anybody can still come.
Correct.
Qualified. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. I think the important thing to talk about or to mention regarding the summit is the collaboration of the state, the Illinois Department of Corrections, and CBO, community, based organizations.
Absolutely.
The only way that we reach people and we service people is in their community. Right now, they're expecting approximately 1,600 ex-offenders to attend this one summit.
That's a lot.
Once a month. I attended our monthly correction meeting just today.
Okay.
So the numbers are, every month, there are approximately 2,500 individuals released every month from jail or prison. If they have nowhere to go, if they have no resources, HIV positive or not, if they don't have resources, what they do is what they know.
Absolutely.
And that is what the recidivism, when they talk about recidivism, that's what that is. That means that they've come out, but they don't have a plan. They don't have a discharge plan that's putting things in order for them to be able to succeed. Job training, job readiness, job placement, housing, and so on and so forth. The numbers that we got were very inspiring in terms of my work, specifically corrections case managers. Recidivism rate is 23%. The average for Illinois Department of Correction recidivism rate without case management is 59%.
Wow.
So that is a big pat on the back for our program, and it proves, hopefully, it proves enough for us to, get more money and continue to be able to service the people that we do and service more people. But hopefully it proves that the supportive services that individuals who have been incarcerated receive is just to the utmost importance of their success. And ultimately, we know that what the salary is that they would pay someone like me compared to just 1 month of them keeping someone incarcerated is 3 times the amount. So it's much cheaper for me to work than it is for them to keep putting them in jail.
Absolutely. And it's so important that when we start talking about holistic approaches to not just health, but in our communities and what community-based, and it's a CBO, a community-based organization, has to offer the community, it's so important that people in the community take advantages of the services. That is of major importance. So if you know someone who need these type of services, if you know someone who is scheduled to be released, take the information. Give Ms. Booth a call. It's so important that we have structured plans of activities. We talk about it for our kids and how it's important that when we have children that we make sure we keep a structured plan of activities. We need that as adults, and that's what structure is. We look at, even when you start looking at the time of day we eat, the time of day we sleep, structured activity. So when you're changing a particular behavior, you also need guides in terms of structure. Often we go into a new activity, but there's someone who has had some experience with this particular activity and give us some guide. And that's what case management is. They are guides, and it's important that you take advantage of that. So if you know someone who qualifies for these type of services, please give them the information, or call us, or go on the website, or call us at the agency, 773-445-5445, www.southsidehelp.org, and get the information and pass this information on. Again, this is how we serve you. We have a caller. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hi, how are you calling?
Good. I have case management experience.
Okay.
And like to know if you need a good case manager.
Okay, and what you can do, because we always looking for volunteers, we always looking for new individuals qualified for the particular type of work that we do. You can go on our website, you can get the necessary information in terms of where you can send a resume, and when things come available, we always have you on hand. It's so important that you understand, as a community-based organization, we are always looking to provide a particular service. We are always looking for special, because each individual, when I say special, you have to have a compassion for the work. Everybody cannot do social services, or everybody can't work for community-based organizations because the pay will never match the amount of work you're required to do. And that's why it's so important that you understand that you have to have a passion for this type of work. So when I say special, I mean a special passion that Ms. Booth and others like her share. Because when you're talking about recidivism, when you start talking about reentry, individuals who may not have been in normal or general population. We talk about Gen Pop outside. It's totally different from Gen Pop inside.
Yes.
So it's important that you do take advantage of the services that Ms. Booth offer. And so important that you take advantage of the summits. It's going to be phenomenal in terms of the services that you guys will be providing, in terms of case management, in terms of housing, so many different things that people will need. And again, we work specifically with HIV positive clients, but we also work with any individual who are in need of services. So
Correct.
It's important.
And let me just acknowledge that the Chicago Summit, the Summit of Hope that's coming March 7th, is not just for HIV positive ex-offenders. It is specifically for ex-offenders.
Okay.
So that's the only criteria that there is.
Gotcha.
And it's not like a job fair that you come in and kind of go out. Each offender is assigned a volunteer that's going to take them to each of the vendors, each of the tables, explain to them what that is. If you're a volunteer, you may not know exactly what that person needs, but you explain to them what that is.
Gotcha.
To find out if that's something that we need to take this information, or we need to put your name on this list. So each offender is going to have their own personal volunteer that goes around with them. They're fed lunch. Everyone is together from the Department of Public Health, Illinois Department of Public Health, Chicago Department of Public Health, case managers, the parole officers, and the parolees. All are together on an even keel.
Wow. And when is it and where is it? Because that's going to be important.
This is March 7th. Now, the location is the Armory. The address wasn't given to us. We're going to be vendors at the summit, so that information will also be available through me and or on our website, because we will be vendors at that.
So we know the Armory. Well, if it's the same Armory that I know, we know that's going to be on 55th. And again, the rest of that information will be forthcoming. So just make sure that you save the date. The date will be March 7th, and I know the time will be from 8 to 3. So save the date for the Summit of Hope. It's going to be for ex-offenders. If you fit that criteria in terms of an ex-offender, please take this information. We know, save the date, March the 7th. It's going to be from 8 to 3, and the event address is going to be at the Armory, but the event address will be forthcoming. So save that date. You can constantly check back on the website, and again, give them your number as well.
And yes, they can call me directly at 773-701-4257. The other thing is the parole officers are also mandated to attend for that area.
Okay.
So the parole officer will also have that information as to, place, time, when, where, who qualifies. But I can be reached again, Cheryl Booth at Southside Help Center at 773-701-4257.
Gotcha. I think we got a caller. Caller, you on the air?
Yes, hello?
Yes, you're on the air, caller.
Yes, this is Greg Meeks.
How you doing, Smeeks?
Yes, the lady just had put me on hold. I was asking her where you all hiring.
Well, we're not currently hiring, or if there is different positions, the only thing you need to do again is go on the website and send your resume in. And again, if you qualify for whatever positions they have available, we would definitely get that information or give you a call. So go on the website. Again, we are the Southside Help Center, so oftentimes we are many things. So one of the things we are is we often do employ individuals from the community. So please, if you have a resume, send it to the center or send it to the agency. Go on the website, get the information, and send that information in so that when things come available, we will be able to offer those positions. The other thing about the summit, and that's what summits and stuff about, is making sure that we have that information as far as employment, because we do referrals across the board.
Always.
Always got referrals. So Call the agency, check with us, check back to see what's available. We don't just have, if the agency is not hiring, I know we consistently get a job list
Correct.
of places that are hiring, and we put you in the database. So send that information in. It is of vital importance. Sure, you had something else on there you wanted to talk about, so let's make sure we get to as much as we can.
Well, we got to some of it. It really was, again, referring to the corrections meeting that I attended today, which was just, it gave some positive information. The numbers about the recidivism is one of the things I want to touch on. And the other thing is that the federal government has now issued a referendum saying we want to
Gotcha.
we want to see how this makes a difference. So they've issued some monies that they're going to be disseminating through the corrections department to case managers and social service agencies.
Hold that thought. Let's get the call, and we'll come back to that. They're gone. And it's important that within our communities, of course, we never get enough money to provide services. One of the reasons is because a lot of times we're not aware of the services that our communities have to offer, and that's why we continuously talk about taking advantage of the services that we have to offer. When we start talking about mentoring programs are what we call prevention programs. Remember, when you start talking about prevention and intervention, the difference is prevention programs addresses problems before they actually exist, before they begin. Intervention is, of course, a problem that exists, and then it has to come in and we intervene and try to provide some particular services. So when we talk about prevention programs and when we talk about stuff like mentoring, when we start talking about our school and after-school programs and how important it is that we take advantage of them.
Exactly.
So that in the future, you don't have to take advantage of other programs that may exist. So as a community, we try to offer a holistic approach to not just healthcare, but community
Wellness.
community wellness. There you go. I was going to say community repair kit.
And that's true. Part of what I was going to say is one thing that they was just repetitive throughout this 2-hour meeting is that we have to get our folks to participate.
Yes.
Because there's a saying, if you don't use it, you'll lose it.
Yes.
And that is how the government operates. We have to get our people to participate in studies. There was a training I went to a couple weeks ago that was looking at why and what can be done about the fact that a lot of minorities don't participate in studies, research studies, things like that. And, we know that it's a matter of history.
Absolutely.
It's a matter of trust.
Yes.
It's a matter of us not being treated equally and sometimes unknowingly, and how to overcome that.
Yes.
And we know that how you overcome that is through support services. People we hire in HIV programs just around, that area is a place where we hire people that are living and prospering with HIV. So the best thing that you can do to get someone to try and to get on board with what you're saying is to be an example.
Be an example.
And to be able to offer them real life, tangible examples of success, and that this is not something that's way up out in the atmosphere somewhere, that this is real. And I say to my clients, they talk about disclosure and how uncomfortable that is, and when do you disclose? Do you disclose? And I say, people have to remember how cancer used to be a secret until people start disclosing. So right now, if you say, I'm HIV positive, my response is, oh, wow, I have asthma. Because we all have something. HIV is a chronic illness. People live with HIV the way they live with diabetes, the way they live with high blood pressure, the way they live with any other chronic illness. And that's what we have to get out to the public. That
Absolutely.
This is still so much ignorance that goes on around this. But we have to get out to the public that people are living with all kind of ailments. HIV is just one.
Absolutely.
And they can lead a normal life. It is not something that you just, oh, well, I'm going to get on disability and just sit here and wait.
no.
That's not the case. And to give examples and have people at our agency that are living with HIV, working with HIV, getting their college education with HIV, having a spouse with HIV,
Absolutely.
having a normal life. Those kind of examples are what motivate our clients to know, especially those that have been incarcerated and who have been incarcerated for a long period of time or been incarcerated in, out, and that's their lifestyle. It's important for us to show them examples of people that are living and prospering.
And we always talk about, when we start talking about prevention and education and we start talking about HIV, we always talk about early detection and why is that key. One of the ways is because we have to remove the stigma surrounding HIV. One, because people don't share the information with other individuals they may be involved with. Two, people don't want to know if in fact they've been impacted by this disease. So we talk about early detection being key. We talk about testing. Why is it so important that people get tested? Because people live normal, healthy lives, and that's why we talk about getting tested. That's why we talk about, and we're going to talk about, because we just in this program with our outreach program, making sure that people take advantage of these programs. We do things like summits and bring these services to the community. We'll talk about that in upcoming weeks. We're going to talk about testing in our testing programs in upcoming weeks and why all of these services are so important and why they work hand in hand. Our case management on all levels, because this is one component of case management when we start talking about the reentry program. We have case management programs that deal with housing. We have case management programs that deal with family. It's so important that you understand there's levels of case management. Case management just means guides. They just, when you say we all need helping hands, people without issues, what we would consider to be issues, let's say that, because we all need help in some areas in terms of if you want to call it a guide, a helping hand, or whatever, because I don't know everything. With the things that I do, I just don't know everything. So I'm always looking for someone who knows that much more than me. And we call them sponsors on many different levels. We call them sponsors. When I became part of a fraternity, there's an individual who needs to show me something and give me some direction. When I became a part of this program, it's always somebody with some more experience than I have to give me good direction so that I don't make a lot of the mistakes that may set me back, because we all want to move forward.
Right.
Even when when you're talking about reentry programs, whether you're coming out of penitentiary or whatever, we're talking about not longer having to have those setbacks. When we just talked about when we start talking about the history, when we start talking about Tuskegee and all of these different things, and why we're not becoming a part of these particular programs because of the history, because we're afraid of being set back. Sometimes we have to take chances and take those risks so that we can move forward. And sometimes we need individuals to guide us, direct us, and sponsors in our endeavors. And that's what these programs offer. That's what Ms. Booth here offers when we start talking about reentry programs. If you know someone who qualifies for these particular programs, please give them this information. Call here at the station. This is a live call-in show. Our number 312-738-1060. If you like any information about it, please call us here at the station. If you miss us here, call us at the agency. Our general number is 445-5445, and you can speak with our receptionist, and they'll give you information about the programs, or go to the website. We got a lot of information on there. It highlights each of our programs that the center has been offering. And again, this is our silver anniversary. We've been in business for 25 years serving you. So please take advantage of it. The website is www.southsidehelp.org. Go to the website, check the programs out. If you need more information, if you can't talk to us about it today, please call us at the agency, and we'll be able to get you as much information as possible, because without you guys, these programs will not exist. And the powers that be oftentimes are looking for reasons to take these programs out of the community, because they don't, when I say they, if it don't apply, let it fly. They don't want you to prosper in one way or the other, because they're steady building penitentiaries. They're steady building penitentiaries in our communities. And again, if you look at other communities where we don't even exist, the penitentiaries are filled with us. So we have to look at what we can do to bring those numbers down. Stop dealing with recidivism where people are going back to being incarcerated. And one of the reasons we know is because they don't have the necessary guidance a lot of times that they may need. And that's what case management programs like this offer. That's why the Chicago Summit of Hope is so important March the 7th. It'll be from 8 to 3. If you have had some experience with being incarcerated, please come out to the summit. If you're a family member, come out and support those individuals, because that is vital in our community that we get support on all levels, because we rarely do
Yes.
get enough support. So that's very important with case management, and that's what it is all about, the support that you guys offer. If you have some closing remarks you'd like to share with them, Ms. Booth, please do.
Well, I'm just looking forward to continuing the work that we've been doing, having the program grow, celebrating the 25 years that
Yes.
Southside Help Center has been in business and striving and doing well and being an example to other organizations.
Absolutely.
I can say that I've been proud to work here.
Okay.
We do have a reputation that is long-standing in the community.
Absolutely.
And just to continue the good work.
Absolutely.
And again, to help a population that has been forgotten for a long time. And it's time that we pay attention, or we're going to really pay much more of a cost than we are prepared to pay.
Absolutely. So again, we have many programs at the center, and the only way we can continue these programs is through you and your support. We are in the business of help, and we truly would like to thank everyone who has tuned in. If you would like more information about the Southside Help Center, please go to our website. The address is www.southsidehelp.org, or you can call us, the agency, 773-445-5445, and get more information. Until we see you again, we'd like to bid you peace.